Okay, thank you. So there is a late for 5 minutes because of this internet problems, light problems. My sound is audible, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So whatever points yesterday we have covered related to our work measurements. So I will show this through the PPT. So every time I will go mixing of PPT and blackboards. In these chapters, we will have to solve some numerical problems. So through the PPT, it is not possible to solve the numerical problems. And that numerical problems I will take on the blackboard. So once again, I will go for the revisions and then we will go to the next articles related to the work measurements. Okay. So work measurements, those are new today. Those have attended these lectures once again for those students. Work measurement, this is the important things in the industry because without work measurements, we will not go for cost estimations and we will not decide the price of the product because expenditures or cost plus profit, then it will become selling price. So without work measurement, we cannot judge anything in the industry. So here we'll go for the first slides, that is the work measurement definitions. Okay. So here work measurement, it is the applications of technique designs to establish the standard times of an activity by qualified workers at definite level of performance. Means you have to carry out this work measurements by the skilled person, qualified workers, and is good efficiency. Uh, that work measurements we have to carry it out in the industry. So, what is actually need to carry out this work measurement? Because we need to decide the standard times, and once we decide the standard times, same standard times it is applicable to the all workers. Okay, and with help of this, we can estimate the cost, production, productivity, and ultimately by adding the profit, it will become selling price. So, work measurements, it is the types of techniques established by the qualified workers and the level of the performance of that worker is 100%. Then next standard times, it can be defined as the time taken by the average experienced worker for the job with previous for delay behind the worker controls. Standard times means in a technical language we'll see that observed times means while doing any job, whatever times we have observed, that times into the rating plus their allowances. Which type of allowances that we're going to see. So the standard time, that is actually time required to manufacture the product. How we can calculate this? The observed times into rating, it will become basic times or normal time. In that, if we add the allowance, it will become a standard time. Then next thing, what are the objective of the work measurements? So here's the downtimes or non-productive times. We have to eliminate or we have to make the correction in the downtimes. This is the second thing. We have to decide the standard times for jobs. Mainly, we can check the performance of the workers and accordingly the salary, the bonus, totally the cost related to manpower, it will get calculated. Then estimating man, material, machinery required by the work measurements, how much man is required. For suppose we are going to manufacture certain 100 components, how much man is required, what is the cost of that, how much material is required for that, how much machinery is required, this also it will get. Now next third point is that to determine the available capacity for given level of workforce and machinery. Meaning what is actually manufacturing capacity of our industry, this also we can judge through the work measurement. Then next, where we can use this work measurements to compare the work methods for economical comparison. What is the existing method, and we can decide the improved methods, and we can make the comparison. Now, how much the salary incentive we will have to give the worker, it is actually expected to the work measurement. Facility, the operation schedules means production planning and control, it is actually expected to design through the work measurement. If the work measurement is not there, we cannot go for production planning and controls. We cannot give the particular payments to the workers. We cannot give the incentive. We cannot give the bonus. We cannot estimate the cost. We cannot decide the selling price of the component. So whenever the requirement is there, we can make use of this. Then where to apply the work measurement? It is widely used where the work or part of work is repetitive. Means mass production is there, we can use this. Next point, three general criteria are there for measurable jobs. Work should be identified in terms of number of units produced by the worker. Worker should be performed reasonably, consistency manner. Means that workers need to manufacture the performance by the reasonable or consistency. No gap in this. Then next is the volume of the work should be justifiable to perform the study and keeping the record. How much the quantity will going to manufacture and what is actually expected. This judgment you will get this. Then the next part, basic procedure of work measurement. So yesterday we have gone through this. Select job to be studied. In which jobs you will going to select for work measurement. Normally, where the cost is very high, cost element is very high, repetitive work is there, problems to manufacture that industry. So such job you have to select. Where the actually big job is there and big time is required to manufacture this. Repetitive part is there, then downtime is more. Under these conditions, you have to go there and select the jobs for understudy of the work measurement. Once you select the jobs for work measurement, then you have to go for the existing the process of manufacturing, that is called recording. Okay. After that, critical examination of the detail of the same. Critical examination, why this is component is manufactured by this material, why this person is selected for manufacturing, why this component in our premises, why this equipment has been used. So these are the critical examinations, and after that we can go for the ultimate answer. Uh, how to measure the times required to complete the job. So, so measurement is actually person has to use to do that work, and we have to decide the time. So this is the basic procedure. So here basic procedure for work measurement. Next page, comparison of these standards along with allowances. So many allowances are there. So here's the personal need allowance, contingency allowance are there. So many allowances are there. So you have to compare the different method, means existing methods and new methods. Then define the new methods and install that new method. So these are the procedures for work measurement. Now technique. Now yesterday we came to this point. Various technique of work measurement. Various technique of work. There are several techniques for work measurements used for estimation of standard times in industry. This including one is time study, work sampling, standard data methods, predetermined motion time system. So these are the four techniques which used in our work measurement. Time study means here actually we have to observe the time. while manufacturing the jobs. Work sampling when mass production is going on, two, three samples we can take, and on this basis we can just take the work measure. Standard method means analytical methods with some standard data is available with us. Through this we can uh, do the work measurement. Predetermined motion time system means here we can use the camera. We have to check the motion of the man while working, and that motions you have to note down, and along with the times required to complete that motion, and is it possible to reduce certain motions, is it possible to reduce this time. So through this predetermined motion time study we did this. So these are the four techniques of the work measurement. Okay, now first we'll go through the time study. Once again, the which part is the importance, and what is actually numerical problems related to this. This will going to see in the blackboard. Time study is the most versatile and most widely used technique for work measurement. So more than 80-90% time study used in industry for work measurement. It is used to estimate the time to allow to qualified and well-trained workers. Means you have to select qualified, experienced person, well-set person having the 100% level of performance. You can select that method. This technique is based upon measuring the work containing prescribed method. Method is prescribed. What is that? We will going to see. With allowance for fatigue and personal needs and unavoidable needs. So first, the time actually we required for the work measurement, that we have to observe, multiply by rating, and in that we have to add that allowance, fatigue allowance, personal unavoidable delay means the contingency allowance. How many allowance are there? First we'll see this. So here's in short again the selection for jobs, new jobs. We can use this work study as operations to be bottlenecks in the production. Some problems are there. Bottlenecks means problems. Whenever problem is there in production, you can make use of the work measurement. Then need of standard time to introduce incentive scheme. Suppose I want to introduce some incentive scheme, motivational thing and bonus. Then we required the this thing. Then change in materials or method of working, new set method. So material if you want to change, then we can use of this. Okay, when we can go for time measurement, certain points is given. New jobs, operations, problem is there. Need to introduce incentive scheme. Need to change the material methods. Complaint from the worker. Under these conditions, we can use the time study. So whenever problem is there on the shop floor, we require the time study. Excessive idle times of machine extremely how means some machines getting more times. Why this is so? Under such situation, we can use this. compare the efficiency of two methods. Present method, yesterday I have given examples. We can manufacture jobs on lathe machine and same job we can manufacture in CNC. Compare this. Make preliminary investigations to carry out the method study. First the investigation, uh, then you can concentrate on the most costly jobs. Need to go for work. Then selection of worker for time study, qualified, experience, high levels. This much you have to remember. Quality of workers, skill is there, experience there. Uh, then it should have good knowledge. Such person we can use for time study. Time study equipments. This is important. Some points are repeated here, but always you have to remember while making the time study, qualified skill, experience, and higher level of persons we require. Okay, and whenever high costly product is there, machine required more time, need to introduce incentive bonus scheme. We have to avoid the bottlenecks in production. Under such situation, we can apply the work measurement. Or when you want to change the present method into improved method, then we can use this time study. Next, time study equipment. So here, following equipment is needed for time study. So many equipments are there. Timing devices, which may be stopwatch, time study observation sheet, specific the data is required for this time study observation board is there. Then other equipment, pencil, eraser, device like tachometer, etc. Means while going for work measurement, this much device is required. So here we require stopwatch, we require observation piece, we require boards, pencil, eraser, like this way. So this is the common things used in work measurement. Timing device. So under this, stopwatch is the most widely used timing device used for time study. Stopwatch, I will show this diagram of this stopwatch. So here, this is the top stopwatch. This is the stopwatch is there. Nowadays there is the digital stopwatch is there. Again here camera is there. Okay, this is the camera. This is the digital board is there. So this type of device it has been used for work measurement. So this camera is normally used for micro motions or predetermined motion time study. Here digital meter is with us. We can use the tachometer also. So this is the stopwatch normally used for work measurement. So here stopwatch is the most widely used timing devices for time study. Although electronics timer is also sometimes used. Now I have shown this electronic timer. Electronic timers can measure the time accurately to the third decimal, means 1 microns like this way, up to second, and can keep a large volume of time data in the memory. So digital, the time study instrument is there. Normally here you will get more accuracy in whatever data is there that we can store in the memory. We can store in the memory. So here is the stopwatch. So here's some parts are there. Two types of the watch are there. One is small and next one is brighter. So here's one revelation of small pointer. It covers the half minutes, and this totals covers by the longer pointers. It will covers the 1 minute. So this is the watch, and at the top knob is there. So it will start by pressing this, and whenever we want to stop it, we can press A. So A and B knobs are there. We can make use of these two knobs for starting and stopping purpose. And small the pointer it shows the half minutes means one revolution she will get the half minutes and pointer once one revolution will get 1 minute. So with help of the list count of the stoppers, we can note down the time required for particular activity. Now this also it is available in the digital form. Nowadays we are using this without going for the small and greater pointers. The digital value you will have to see on the this display board of this watch. Okay, so this is the timing devices. Then next, this camera we can catch up the figures along with camera, and by slow motions we can compare with the times. Then this is also the one of the instrument used for measurement of times. Nowadays, this is the less use of these instruments in the industry, but accuracy wise, it is better than previous two. So here is also one instrument, protolongs electronic motor driven time recorder. This is also be used in the now here is the time study sheet is there. So this sheet actually we required while going for the work measurement. So what is the actually element operations? Then who actually conducted this? Which type of the department is there? So many things are there, and uh, through our recording, the various the verticals and horizontal columns are there, and here actually we have to measure the observed times into performance rating. You will get the normal time. In that, if you add the allowance, you will get the standard time. So we're going to solve the problems as per this sheet. But this sheet actually we required in industry. Very simple thing is that on the top of sheet, the information of the job, information about the workers, information about the time devices, date will be there, checking will be there, and below this activity, observe times, performance rating, normal times, and allowance. Like this sheet is there, and total standard times will be there. So this sheet is also required. Here time study field sheet is there. There is also one more sheet. Time study board is there. Instead of sheet, we can write on the board itself. We'll solve these problems on the our blackboard. Next lecture. There is also same board is there. Now timing element cumulative and the next one is there. The flyback timing. Two types of uh, watches are there. First one is cumulative and second one is flyback. So what is this? We're going to see. First, the timing element, cumulative timing. In this method, stopwatch runs continuously through out of the study. Watch is started at first element of work cycle to be timed and not stopped until whole study is completed. At the end of each element, watch reading is recorded. Time for each element is calculated later by successive subtractions. This procedure gives the total time recorded in the study. Very simple thing is that cumulative means the watch is going on recording the time required to perform the activities required for particular jobs. For example, let us we consider our gear plant. Starting from the drilling, boring, machining, uh, if we start that watch, then the timing will going to records. But here's what is actually time required for facing, that you have to note down. From facings to boring, how much time, this you have to note down. Then the turning, step turning, next operations, their time. Means up to 5 operations, but it has been splitted. 1 to 2, how much time? 2 to 3, how much time? 3 to 4, how much time? 4 to 5, how much time? And totally 1 to 5, how much time? So this thing we get. So this is called cumulative timing, and this you will get through our stopwatch. Now flyback. Now by just getting the concept of flyback, then you will come to know that what is the difference between cumulative timing and flyback time. Now I will read and then explain. In this methods, hand of the watch are returns to the zero at the end of each element. First of all, press that knob, the watch will start. Okay, and at the end of that activity, stop that, it will become a zero and allowed to start immediately for next minute. Suppose we have started this watch at the zero and it will run, and once the activity will get over, we have to stop there. Okay, means after 15 minutes activity is over, so at the 15 minutes you can stop. Then if you want to measure the next, immediately you can start. Time on and off are also mentioned. These are also called check the times and difference given elapsed time. Some of the elemental times, ineffective times, or check the time is called also record. Here, in a simple language, I will tell to you what is actually difference between the cumulative stopwatch and the flyback stopwatch. In cumulative stopwatch, it consists of winding knob on the head of watch. Now you can observe this watch. You see that this is the watch. Now it consists of winding knob on the head of watch. There is a B, winding knob is there. Movement of hands is started by pressing winding knob. Now you have to press the B. Movement of hands can be stopped by pressing winding knob second time. Second time you have to press. So when movement of hands can be stopped by pressing winding knob second time. First, if you press first time, it will start. If you press second time, then it will get stopped. While pressing winding knob third time, bring hand back to zero. So with the help of this winding knob, it will come to zero. The cumulative stopwatch is allowed to run continuously till the number of cycles have been done. So here three types of pressing is there. Here B you have to consider B. B there is a knob. So if you press the B, so the timing will start. If you press the B second time, it will get stopped. And if you press this B at third time, this this pointer will come to zero. This is the cumulative, and each time you can measure the time, or from the stopping to the further reading, that also we can do. Now next stopwatch is there. Movement of hand. Hand means this pointer is started and stopped by pressing winding knob as explained above. So what things happens in the cumulative stopwatch? Same movement is there, but if winding knob is pressed third time, it will start movement of hand further. So instead of coming to zero, there itself, where actually we stopped From there itself, it will go ahead. Pressure knob is present on left side of winding valve. It is used to snap back hands to zero. Okay, so this is the difference between flyback and cumulative stopwatch. Once again, I will repeat so that you are easy to understand this very important thing, because the nowadays in industry the stopwatch study is there. Now you can look at this stopwatch. So here big pointer is there, small pointer is there, knob B is there, knob A is there. Now small pointers, once it will get rotate, one complete revolution half minute. Big pointer it will complete rotations 1 minute. Like this there. List count actually we need to calculate. Now what is the cumulative stopwatching method? So here is the first the B type of knob you have to press. At that time, so this big pointer and small pointer must be at the zero. And when we press the B, it will start rotating. Correct. First time. And second time, if you press, then it will get stopped. And third time, if you press, it will come back to zero. This is cumulative. Once again, repeated. So first, if you press the B, the pointer will move. Second time you press the B, pointer will get stopped at the particular reading. And third pressing, pointer will come to zero. This is the cumulative uh, stopwatch. Now fly stopwatch. What is actually the difference between this? So first, second, this is same procedures in flyback, but when there is one more knob at the left side, that is the A type. The start movement of hand further, pressure knob is present on left hand side of this is used to back to zero. So in flyback, third times it will go for reading the you will get the reading further, and when you stop the or press that winding knobs A, then it will come back to zero. Means only here you have to remember left hand A knob in flyback, it is actually required to come back that pointer at the zero. Okay, so this is the difference between the flyback and cumulative stopwatch method. Hmm? Hmm. Yeah, cumulative timing in this method, stopwatch runs continuously throughout study. Watch is started at the first element of work cycles to be timed and not stopped until whole study is completed. If will not press, it will continue. At the end of each element, watch reading is recorded. Time for each individual element is calculated later by successive subtraction. Means continuous reading we can take, and each element's times we can get subtract from total. This procedure gives the total time during each job done by recorded by this. So here some cumulative watch is used to take the reading, stop the job, uh, and flyback. In this method, the pointer or hands of the watch are returns to the zero at the end of the each element. Means by pressing A button, it will return to zero. Are allowed to start immediately for next element. This is also simple sentence. Each time, once we start that pointers, it will go on rotating. But if you press that A knob, it will come to zero. Means each element we can calculate the separate time. Time for each unit obtained directly. Time on and time off are also mentioned. Off times or on time. Whatever the sheet you have seen, it is there. Then these are called check times and difference beyond elapsed time. Whatever waste time is there, that also we can. Sum up all element times and effective times and check time is also recorded. Means effective times, ineffective times, and lapse time. This also we can record this. So time study operation sheet is there. What it contains. Previously we have seen this sheet. Here is the sheet. Sheets are there. This sheet, in brief, what it contains in this it is given here. Cumulative and flyback. What the actually observation is required in the sheet. It is in printed forms with space provided for noting down the necessary information about the operation. Name of the operation, drawing numbers, name of the workers, time study person, date and place. So every information, this thing is always be there. Then the time study observation sheet contain space are provided in the form of writing detail, recorded times and performs rating for the operators and computations. So here it's observed times. You have to note down after that performs rating. So observed times into performs rating. You will get the normal time for basic times, and in that, if you add the allowance, you will get the standard time. So procedures once again, time study same procedure is there. Allowances. So already I told this thing how to calculate standard time. First, you have to go for making the observations for a job what actually are selected by using stopwatch. So observe times into the rating plus allowances. Which are the allowance actually required in industry? It is given in the sheet. Okay. So what is the actually allowance? Allowance means the time requires to fulfill the given things, given activity. Sometimes personal allowance is there. Personal allowance means allowance required to fulfill their personal needs, maybe lunch, hmm, maybe toilets, or any other thing. If that worker is wasting certain time, even though that time is considered in time study, that is called allowance. Contingency allowance means the production it is going on, but sometimes the powers will get off, so we cannot do here anything. So cutout power, it is in hands of MSCP. Okay. So we have to consider certain allowance before planning the work. Sometimes powers will get off, that this much time will get waste. So that allowance also we have to consider. This is called contingency allowance. So here actually in this work measurement, uh, different types of allowances have been used. So normal time does not contain any allowance for the worker. Okay. Even under the best working method situation, the jobs will still demanded expenditure of human efforts, and some allowance must be therefore made for recovering the fatigue or relaxation. See that as we are doing the different types of works by manually, machine we have to operate manually. We have to complete the some fabrication work by manually. So under this situation, the certain the time the workers will get waste, maybe fatigue, maybe personal needs. So this some allowable time is there that we're going to consider. This is called allowance. Allowance must also be made to enable the workers to attain his personal needs. Personal needs In that, relaxation allowance, interference allowance, contingency allowance, and policy allowance. So our time is over. So just you can keep up to this point, one, two, 3 points. I will explain in brief in next lecture tomorrow because last lecture related to practical. So everybody need to attend the last lecture because I will conduct one the assignment, and we have actually 6 assignment. First assignment will be you have to solve from the blackboards, and you have to suppose this assignment at the end of the semester. You have to submit on that basis. The 25 marks will be assigned to you. Okay, out of 25. So our last lecture, this is practical lecture. As per our the syllabus, need to give the certain assignment. 5 assignment we have to complete. The first assignment will complete today. So 3:30 to 4:30 like this timing is there. Okay, we will start at this time. Now related to this, uh, explain explanations about the allowance tomorrow we're going to see. So four types of allowances there. How much the percentage of allowance we will going to consider, that also we're going to see. And by using this, how we can actually calculate the standard time. So numerical problems also we're going to take. Okay. So thanks once again to all of you. So due to internet problems, we have stopped certain times. We're going to compensate. Now here is your lunch time. So we'll stop here. Thank you once again to all of you. Okay.